It's an iconic night in the Dancing with the Stars ballroom as we celebrate 500 episodes of dips, splits, and this. The celebrities and their partners are digging deep for inspiration this week as they choose iconic performances from Dancing with the Stars history to interpret, and someone is going home. So let's get into all the dances and the scores, especially the two perfect ones. I'm Anna Rumor, and this is Pop Culture Social Call. Joey Grazade and Jenna chose Riker Lynch and Allison Holker's season 20 contemporary performance to Work song by Hozier as their inspo for the week, and they killed it with some really graceful movements, some super cool lifts, but the judges said it lacked kind of the rawness of the original. I agree. So they got a 28 out of 30. Not shabby at all. Danny, Amandola, and Whitney were up next with their version of Helio Castroneves and Julian Huff's season 5 Quick Step, which was definitely lively and bubbly. Danny does need to work on his framing a little bit, but they still got a 27 out of 30. Dwight Howard and Daniela took to the floor next with the reimagining of James Hinchcliffe and Sharna Burgess's spicy season 23 Argentine tango. And I will never tire of watching these lifts, even if that does seem to be most of what Dwight excels at in this competition. 26 out of 30. Steven Nedorazic and Riley slowed things down with a Viennese waltz, inspired by Charlie D'Amelio and Mark Ballas' season 31 performance to Glimpse of Us. And there wasn't a dry eye in the audience by the end of this. This earned them a high score of 29 out of 30. These two never failed to surprise me. What didn't surprise me was Chandler Kenny and Brandon slaying their version of Derek Huff and Kelly Pickler's season 16 Argentine tango. They wowed the judges and the audience with their precision, with their professionalism, and with all of this, honestly. Even Derek said he prefers this version of his dance, and Carrie Ann said that Chandler may be the most powerful female dancer she's ever seen on the show. So, of course, they got the first perfect score of the season, 30 out of 30. Alona Mar and Alan were up next, looking for redemption from last week's low scores with this recreation of Jordan Fisher and Lindsay Arnold's Quick Step from season 25 to Chuck Berry by Pharrell Williams. Now, the judges praised Alona's beautiful lines and clean moves, and this is getting them a 28 out of 30 for the week. Consider them redeemed. Okay, now we're on to the Instant Dance Challenge, which gives the teams a category of dance and 5 minutes to blow us away. Joey and Jenna were up first with this rumba to Billie Eilish's Birds of a Feather, and I cannot believe they figured this out in 5 minutes. The judges were pretty impressed too. They got a 27 out of 30. Danny and Whitney then drew this energetic jive to Good Golly Miss Molly by Little Richard, and there are no lifts in this dance, so Danny really had to rely more on technique than he has been, and it kind of showed a little bit in the score, 24 out of 30. Dwight and Daniela had a similar score drop with their Paso Doble to Panic at the Disco's Victorious. There were a few timing issues here, but they only had 5 minutes, I get it. 22 out of 30 though, it's a little tough to take. Steven and Riley were pretty stoked to draw the jive to Olivia Rodrigo's Love is Embarrassing, and while there was a little rushing and a tiny mistake, the judges still liked it. They got a 25 out of 30. Chandler and Brandon though, what can't they do? They drew the cha-cha to Charlie XCX's Apple, and as Derek said, they ate and left no crumbs, earning yet another perfect score for the evening. Wow. Alona and Alan were up last with the salsa to Freak Nasty's Da Dip, and while there were a few mistakes, there were also some pretty dope lifts, so they got a 24 out of 30. It all comes down to this as we head into the semifinals. Who is going home? Chandler and Brandon, Dwight and Daniela, and Joey and Jenna were shockingly on the chopping block this week. But not so shockingly, it was Dwight and Daniela who were sent packing. Honestly, it was their time. We are so close to the mirror ball, I can taste it. Who's your winner? Let me know in the comments. Like and subscribe while you're there, then head over to popculture.com for the latest in entertainment news. Until next time, I'm Anna Rumor, and this is Pop Culture Social Call.